Nearly 20 years ago, Daniel Mangena had to rebuild his life from the ground up, both personally and professionally. Many people might have seen that period as a setback, but he viewed it as a turning point, pushing him to rethink how he made decisions and responded to hardship. Instead of treating challenges as the end of something, he treated them as information that could help him understand what needed to change. From that point on, adversity became something to study, not something to fear, and he learned to use those experiences to determine his next steps. Today, he leads the Mangena Group, a private investment and holding company involved in real estate, private aviation, alternative finance, energy, and citizenship-by-investment ventures. Its international footprint reflects a belief formed during those difficult years, that growth is most meaningful when it creates opportunities for other people. For Mangena, investment isn't just about financial return, but about making sure that the value it generates can be seen in real, measurable ways across the communities his work touches. A large part of Mangena's leadership style comes from the habits he developed during that transitional period in his life. Inside the Mangena Group, decisions are based on a combination of data, preparation, and collaboration. Mangena gathers what he considers the right amount of information from trusted sources, ensuring he has just enough data to understand the situation without drowning in details. Then he looks at what could go right, what could go wrong, and what outcome sits between the two, preparing for every possibility. Thinking through each scenario up front allows him and his team to move with confidence. Mangena prioritizes working with people whose strengths differ from his own, and he focuses his energy on the areas where he feels he can be the most useful. Tasks that require a different skill set, including difficult client interactions, are delegated to team members who specialize in them. Organizing his work this way keeps him focused on the areas where his contribution has the most impact and ensures that the rest of the company is supported by people whose abilities are best suited to those responsibilities. "I stay in my lane and work in my areas of strength and highest efficiency," he said. "Anything someone else can do better, or that pulls away from my delivering the most value, I delegate." Mangena uses daily and weekly check-ins to stay on top of the goals he wants to accomplish. At the end of each month, he reevaluates his direction, factoring in any new information that could affect his ability to reach that goal successfully. "I use my beyond intention paradigm for intentional goal setting," he noted. During this stage of his life, he considers himself in an execution period. This means he's focusing less on new training and more on maintaining his emotional and mental well-being so that he can continue making more thoughtful decisions. Throughout his career, Daniel Mangena has placed a strong emphasis on access. He believes that while charity can temporarily support someone, long-lasting independence ultimately comes from education, entrepreneurship, and financial resources. That belief is guiding the development of a family foundation centered on economic empowerment and education in underserved areas, particularly in places where his ventures already have a presence. Rather than building programs from a distance, he works with local organizations and educational groups, believing that effective support begins with understanding conditions as they are. This collaboration will allow his team to stay connected to the people who might benefit from the opportunities his ventures help create. Still, Mangena's commitment to access runs deep, and the foundation isn't the only way he gives back. He also lends a hand in the developing world, advising on initiatives that combine entrepreneurship with financial inclusion. These programs give individuals the chance to gain skills and resources that can help them build more stable futures. To him, investment carries a responsibility to the communities surrounding it, and each of these efforts is tied to the idea that opportunity should reach more than one group at a time. Within his company, Mangena leads with an emphasis on listening and understanding. He genuinely cares for the people he works with and starts conversations by inviting their thoughts and perspectives first. Every interaction is treated as a chance to learn something new. One influence he continues to draw from is author Wallace D. Waddell. Wallace D. Waddell teaches about a concept called more life, he said. "I look at how I can pour into my team so that they are served best by working towards our common goals." The more life principle is all about helping people expand their abilities and move toward a fuller version of themselves, and Mangena strives to create that environment inside his firm. For him, supporting his team means giving people real chances to grow by helping them develop new skills and assigning responsibilities that play to their strengths. He believes that when people feel connected to the work they're doing, they are more likely to grow alongside it. "I get them invested by making our success their success," and ensure that they grow and love what they are doing, he explained. While he no longer works in the personal development space, the insights he gained from that time continue to inform his leadership style today. He believes that long-term progress comes from consistent action, clear direction, and the willingness to adjust when circumstances change. The years since his rebuild have taught Daniel Mangena the importance of taking responsibility for the direction of his life. Instead of letting hardship define that period nearly 20 years ago, he used it to decide how he wanted to move forward, and that choice still guides the projects he develops and the philanthropic efforts he supports. Mangena Group now operates across several sectors, with each venture built to create long-term value and expand access for the communities connected to it. For Mangena, wealth matters most when it opens doors that might otherwise remain out of reach, and he continues to focus on building systems that give more people the tools they need to pursue their own goals.